Hey guys, so today I want to talk about Bed Bath & Beyond stock, and one of the main reasons why I was actually watching this stock over the last week is because they had earnings coming up. Now, when a stock has earnings coming up, they usually see some kind of a run up to the earnings, and that's kind of what we saw with Bed Bath & Beyond. At the beginning of the week, they were sitting at around $14, and by the end, they were trying to break this 1530 level. However, we never really saw if it was possible or not for them to break this level under normal conditions because today we got the earnings and you can see that their stock has absolutely rocketed up. They're up almost 40% in the last week, and just today they're up around 32%. So honestly, the earnings, you can tell that they went great. And one of the main reasons why they actually went so great is because Bed Bath & Beyond had historically been losing money. Their net income was negative almost by $150 million. You can see from this article here that they were expected to lose almost $140 million as compared to last year. And instead, they reported a net income of around $220 million. So that's going to be absolutely critical when you kind of see that they are shattering this earnings report. Now, when a company does shatter an earnings report like this, it's going to be pretty important to see where they can actually run up to and what has been happening historically with their stock and with their stock chart. Now, if we do visit the 1 hour chart on Bed Bath & Beyond, you can see that just a few months ago, they were sitting at a low of around $4. And historically, this has been a company that just only sells off. You can see that in around 2014 and coming since 2013, they have just been selling off and haven't really been able to find new highs or any sort of support price. And now we've actually seen them come up from around $4 to 20. And after this news, we've seen them come up around 20%. So honestly, this news, if you can't tell, is pretty crazy. And with other companies in the industry, such as Etsy, such as Wayfair, taking a lot of market share from these companies that focus on selling home goods like furniture, like tabletop items, etc., cooking top items, we're going to see some very crazy patterns happen here on this stock as they kind of take back some of the industry that people thought these in-person stores were losing, and especially during a time like COVID where a lot of people aren't really able to go out. So it's really surprising for me that this stock is able to pull up like this and is able to have such a strong earnings report, and especially a historically different trading report than what they've been able to see in the past. So like I said, when a stock is near these all-time lows, we do have the fortune of being able to look at past data in order to see what's going to happen with a stock in the future. Now, with Bed Bath & Beyond, they are sitting around the $1970 range, and even though they were at 20 today at the open, they have been able to hold up this price of around $19. So the question you have to ask yourself is, has this price of $19 shown itself in the past? And how does this relate to what has happened historically with Bed Bath & Beyond? Now, you can see that their stock in the past has been around $19, but when it hit this price, it immediately bounced up. In 2001, this happened one time right here, and in 2009. So what's going to be critical to see is whether or not we are above this 1960 range on these shorter time frames and whether or not we are holding this price up, because that would be a clear indication that we could see a repeat of what happened in 2001 where they reached the all-time highs, or what happened in 2009 where they also reached all-time highs of around $80. Now, on the 5-minute chart, you can clearly see that we are holding this price up and that we are above this 1960 price, and that's going to be pretty critical in kind of deciding whether or not this stock can continue to hold up. And it looks like we're about to test this price again. So like I said, if Bed Bath & Beyond is able to set up maybe a double bottom here on this trade, or on this price, then it's going to be pretty critical in showing us that this stock has a lot more room to the upside. Now, logically, this stock has a lot of room to the upside as they were worth around $80 just at the end of 2015. And that's going to be showing us that we still have a lot more room to the upside, especially when traders in the market today like to use a lot of speculation and trade off a lot of hype. Now, what I think is going to be happening with this trade is that we're going to see a lot more people hop in now that the earnings have been established, and now that Bed Bath & Beyond has been shown as a company that can turn itself around and show a lot of growth. And one of the main things that are going to be critical with seeing this growth is going to be on the weekly chart. In the last 26 or so weeks, 30 weeks, you can see that only 5 or 6 of them have been red. And even when they were red, there was only one that really brought the price down. The rest of them are kind of flat candles. And that's going to show very, very positively for Bed Bath & Beyond stock, not only in the short run, but in the long run, if they can keep up this large momentum and potentially hold up this 1960, like I said. So on the shorter time frames, the 5-minute, and especially today at the open, after we did see these all-time highs, or sorry, these recent all-time highs, then it's going to show very positively that they have been holding up this 1960 price. So just keep an eye on these critical prices. And guys, this is my favorite type of stocks to trade when they are historically beat down and then show some kind of a sign of reversal, because people don't know what they could reverse to. They don't know where they could actually reverse to. And as such, it's going to create a lot of opportunities where traders potentially jump in on this and then sell off, or jump in and hold the price up and come to these levels that might not make sense, such as we've seen with Apple, Tesla, etc. Companies that don't really match their actual valuation price. What they're doing as a stock doesn't really match what's happening in the real world. And that's because there's a lot of speculation. Although Tesla and Apple haven't been historically beat down, they're doing a similar thing where these stocks absolutely jump. And as more and more traders come in late on a trade, they are able to continue running up. So that's going to allow you to make a lot of swing trades, either to the upside if we do see more hype come into the stock, or to the downside if we do see traders decide that this is not the right position. And guys, like I said, this stock has a ton of room to run up. They could actually run up, I could tell you right now, if they went all the way from 80 to around what they're worth now, we could see a run up of almost 74%. So that's going to be pretty crazy if they do run up 80% anytime soon. But that just goes to show you that they have a lot more room for upside than downside. Now, another thing is, if we look at the historical levels after $20, you can see that the next level of resistance is from this 30 level all the way up to the 50. So imagine if this stock doubles in price over the next month, which is certainly possible if we do see any type of investment banks kind of upgrade the stock to a higher rating, or if we see any famous investors, Warren Buffett or anyone of that sort, potentially look for a trade to the upside, then we could see this stock rocket off to maybe their pre-2016 levels of around $50. Now, after the $50, there's nothing holding us from coming all the way to $80. And when a trade has this much upside potential, I can't recommend anything else but buying it, especially when we have earnings that are as strong as we had just today with Bed Bath & Beyond, and such a big turnaround of almost $350 million. It really shows you that a company is on its way back up, and that whatever the company is doing has potential to work in the long run. So don't sleep on a trade to the upside just because you see them up 30%. You have to realize that there's still 80% for them to run to the upside and potentially double, triple their price in the next few months. Now, I don't think they're going to hit $80 anytime soon, but we could see a potential trade up to this lower range of 41, or even to this lower range of 38. So just keep a close eye out on the stock. I still think they have a lot of trading left. I still think they have a lot of upside left. And especially if we can continue to hold up this 1960 level, then that will show us that there is a lot more bullish momentum in this stock than bearish. And that's going to be one of the most important things when deciding whether or not to come in on this stock, and when other traders try to kind of see whether or not this is a repeat of what we saw in 2001 and 2009, or if this is a separate event where the bulls decided to take a hold and are now going to see a small sell-off after this huge run. So as always, guys, just keep an eye on these stocks. There's a lot of great positions forming here on the market. And even if you don't know anything about earnings, you probably could still play the after earnings run on a lot of these stocks. So don't sleep on these opportunities, guys. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe the video. Leave your answers down in the comment below about my Patreon and Discord. Do you guys want to see a Discord for the channel where I kind of talk about the trades live instead of talking about them a couple hours after they happen. I was watching Bed Bath & Beyond, like I said. I didn't make a play on them, but I could have potentially alerted you guys to the fact that in after hours, this stock had run up like crazy. So that's one of the main reasons why I want to create a channel Discord, so I can help you guys out and potentially answer your questions quicker than if you leave a comment or if you leave some kind of other notification. So just keep a close eye on these stocks, guys. As always, don't forget to like and subscribe, and thanks for watching.